All right, go ahead and sit down. You know, we got a lot to talk about. And one thing I want to highlight is Katt really carried this episode. Let's talk about it. And first, when I seen Katt, when she saw that Ted and Shanice was on the date, I was like, okay, this could go one or two ways. So I'm glad that it went well. And I am glad that, she tried to warn Shanice about Leslie. And I'm glad the conversation that they had was good. One other thing though, Ted need to cuss Leslie out and Eva out because Eva don't need to be telling her mama nothing about her daddy. But we keep talking about this, but I'm really sick of her doing that. Anyway, Tomas didn't even really get on my nerves that much this episode. I think they did a tiny bit better with him this time. I ain't feel like, fast forward and nothing. And now, the funny thing with him though, when he was talking to Bill, and Bill tried to put him in his place, but Tomas, he was telling him, how you just gonna tell me what I need to do, and then you over here, trying to still hook up with your ex-wife. But anyway, I like their conversation though. I was laughing at Bill because he just could not take his eyes off of Danny the whole time they was at the country club waiting for a meeting. And of course we see why. Duh. And I was glad to see her conversation with Nicole. And Nicole, she was talking about how her and Carlton, it was good, but it wasn't Ted. I knew that was going to happen. Because Carlton, to me, he's a little predatory for me. Because, like I keep saying, anybody who waits for their best friend's wife for years like that, something got to be wrong with him, okay? So he was probably a little too overbearing, So I really want Nicole to just have fun in this season. Speaking of having fun, she looks amazing. But anyway, y'all think Bill and her gonna do it this time? Or do you think he's hallucinating again? I think he might be hallucinating again. Because I don't know. Y'all let me know what you think. Now, another thing about this episode that I enjoyed was this, interaction with Anita and a very real conversation that she had with Vernon, because as we know, well, if you've ever seen treatments or whatever, everybody handles different treatments in different ways. And so I'm glad they highlighted how a person can become so dehydrated after receiving chemo. And I'm glad that Vernon did have a very real reaction. Like, he just wanted to be there and smother her pretty much. And, nobody else could do for her what he could. And I'm glad that she stuck up for Sharon and, told him that, I could possibly not be here. And we need to surround ourselves with the people that we love, not push them away. And I'm glad that they were able to have Ted come in and Ted give her some fluids. And I'm glad that Ted and Vernon had a very real conversation. And I'm glad that, Ted is doing the son-in-law deed here. So I enjoyed this part of the episode too. But what was your favorite part? I think this episode flowed really good. And I also even liked how Ashley and Naomi had their conversation. And I will say, Ashley, she doing a good job. She is. But let me know. What y'all think?